Hello, and welcome back to All The Mons, where today I either want to power our base with nuclear energy, or, well, I don't want this to happen, but hopefully we don't have our base go up in nuclear fire. We are going to make a big reactor, like a big one. Like, I didn't really check the math, but I think it's something like 18 times the size of that one. Yeah, we are doing an upgrade. We're going to use the reinforced casings and everything. I've set up a room. I've blueprinted it out, so I have it planned, so we don't have to fiddle around for 5 hours planning. You know, there's still a little bit of planning, but if we go down -1 floor, this is the room that I've built. The stairs are only temporary until I find better stairs. But yeah, this is the room blueprint. So here is the reactor, and then ideally we could have it fire steam into 2 turbines, one here and one there. This is one of them fancy machines that it wants me to make. I think this was the reprocessor, and then over here this might have been the reprocessor. We're gonna make 2 of one machine, 1 of another one, possibly another one, I don't know. But yeah, this is the nice little room we've kind of got plotted out for it. And I think we just get into this. Like, we just take off, full tilt, make this reactor. So each of those wood things represents a fuel rod spot. So it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4 fuel rods, 4 or 5 fuel rods, I think. We can look back at our previous construction to kind of remind ourselves what we need. Let's take a quick peek at you. Okay, so reactor control rods are in the ceiling, so it's gonna take some reinforced rods. Right. So I think we just jump to it. We hop down because we can use our terminal here to to craft everything. At extreme reactor. Okay, so we're going to start with the reactor part. We want reactor casing reinforced. Doesn't look too hard. It's what? Graphite bar, which we have seeds for. Reactor casing or iron block. Let's use our old reactor casings first, and then we'll go into our iron blocks. Boom. 36 to start. That is nothing. And then reactor casing reinforced. Let's just get that for a starting point. Right. So we're going to clear out the bottom. Why don't I use the building gadget for anything? Mainly because it kind of reminds me of World Edit. And if I get started using something like that, the things I'm going to want to build are going to become stupidly large. And then we'll never get anything done. So we're just not even going to dabble in that area. Alright, this is a lot of reinforced cube, but it'll be worth it in the end. Just think of how much fuel this thing's going to eat. Oh, it's going to be nuts. But the amount of stuff is going to make, the power that this thing is going to give us. Oh, the power is going to... I keep forgetting that this thing has stupid range. Get back up there. Alright, we just want to get our outline kind of here. I can tear this all down now that we've got this piece at the right height. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how steam turbines work with this one, but we're going to make 2 of them just to see. I don't even know if the type of reactor we're making uses steam turbines, but there's only one way to find out, right? There's only one way, and that's, well, there's 2 ways. I could just look it up and That would probably be the smart thing to do. But no, there's only one way to do that, and that's trial and error. My favorite way. So hopefully our base doesn't explode. I don't know if the reactors from this one do actually do that, but I'm assuming they can. Oh. Oh, there's a hole in my wall. Well, I'll have to fix that later. That's a later problem. I thought this room looked kind of neat when I threw it together. I was pretty happy with it. I can't wait to see it with the like actual machines kind of in place. Okay, that's our frame. Now, this is easy enough to remember. I don't need to have these guidelines here anymore. I just used them to kind of make sure we had a decent layout. I think this is roughly 15 by 15, which is sizable, to say the least. It is sizable. Okay, if I just go like this, I should be able to hit it with the builder's rod. Yeah. Hit it with the good old builder's rod. Hit it with the rod. Right? That's the entire base level of it complete. We've used up a good amount of reactor casings. But that's what we're going with. Okay. 35, so 36 apricorn logs. 36 times 4. That's how many fuel rods we're going to need. Reinforced ones. Reactor fuel rod. So that's 72 times 2, 144. We are needing 144 reactor fuel rod. So that's 16. Okay. Give me 1,000 glass. 64. So that's 128, 129, 131, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. I think that's the right amount. I might just be brain farting right now. And it should just go like this. Just kind of alternate them, and they should fit in perfectly. I'm fairly happy with our current reactors, so I'm hoping that this design isn't gonna produce too much heat. Maybe we need to like trim down a little bit. There's a lot of empty space in there though. There's a lot of empty space. We just do 3 on top of each of these. Yeah, you know what? We've got enough empty space. These are all reinforced. They're like a higher tier. It should be fine. I want to use reinforced for everything because I'm assuming it's more durable or stronger, or maybe it just lets you build larger. I don't know. I don't really know. I wish I knew. With the knowledge, it evades me. But yeah, with a reactor this size, I think things are going to be going pretty crazy. At least power-wise. And you know what? To show that I'm absolutely serious about going forwards with these nuclear reactors and everything, we're gonna go upstairs and we're just gonna throw out our power solar panel that we made. I don't want to rely on this. It's not that I don't think it's a good mod. I love using power. we've used it so many times. I want to do something new. I don't want to rely on stuff we've already used. We're turning over new leaves, new shit to try. Look at this reactor. Oh, it's gonna be so exciting. So 36, 36 of the caps, right? Extreme. Reinforced control rod. Let's go ahead and take piston. What, missing iron? There, lots of iron. You happy now? Oh my god. There, look at all the logs. Look at all the logs. Use the logs. Make me pistons. So many pistons. I need to set like a baseline amount of certain resources to have, just like by default. Because that drives me nuts. Okay. Third. Reactor casing reinforced. Steel. Steel. We're just eating through our steel supplies at this rate. So we need 30. 36. What are you talking about? We got. Oh, that's graphite. Alright, fair game. Get 10 more. There we are. That is the control rods completed. Now I don't know if we need to pump like water coolant into this. We might. That would be completely understandable if we did. The other one took water coolant, the mechanism one. And this one can produce steam, so it might also need water coolant. Let's like just take a look into the page, because I'm not reading it very well, am I? Expanding our reactor. The biggest you can make, 32 by 32 by 48. There's a lot of variables. Taller means holds more fuel. Wider is more efficient. So we went kind of wide and short. Right. There's the reactor controller reinforced. Right. So I think those are primary components. Let's just look at our passive reactor as kind of a blueprint. So we need the reactor controller, solid access port. So that is solid access port. We need double solid access port. One enter, one exit. Right. And then I think that's energy port that we have there, right? Okay. But we're going to do fluid ports, 2 fluid ports. So 2 solid, 2 fluid, I think is the thing we got to do here. If I'm correct. Let's just make as much of it as we can. Right. So that is more reinforced casing. We just have a bunch, because we're going to need a bunch. So solid access ports. We'll keep those on the front. Reactor active forge fluid port reinforced. It's going to take larva buckets and water buckets. we just do like a couple of those. So that's a fluid port, and that's a second fluid port. Just in case we need to. I don't know if we're going to. Reactor controller reinforced. That's going to take a block of diamond. That's pretty cheap for us at this point. Reactor glass reinforced. Oh, that's easy. 50 of them. I think that is the majority of components for the reactor itself. But before we can actually get doing anything, we're going to need to set up the turbines. And I've got 2 to build here because I'm sure this machine will make plenty of steam that we will need to pipe out into those. Right. Let's probably want that in the center. Probably want fuel entering on that side, fuel exiting on that side. This is where the fluid exit is going to be, I believe. I don't know if we need a second one, but I guess I should just like place a second one. So this is going to be inlet mode. So we want inlet mode, and then this one we want outlet mode. Eject waste. Yeah. Air is not valid for reactor exterior. Let's get some more reinforced plating. And I'm thinking we just do like this front section, a nice kind of glass setup there. Frame it in a bit here. Yeah. I think I hear thunder. Oh damn, that's loud. We got quite the storm coming, I guess. We better hurry. Better hurry then. I don't really want to use the reinforced glass. Just give me an arseload of steel. I don't care. I don't care, just give me all of it. I can turn that back into casing. Can I turn that back into glass? No, I cannot. Whoopsie. Sorry about that, Basil. Alright. The rest of this is just going to be casing as far as I'm aware. So I should be able to just shoop, 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 shoop. You. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. And boom. It does make construction a fair bit faster when you can just wand it all away. And that's the walls of our reactor completed. Now I just need to place down a ceiling. Probably going to take a fair bit of reactor casing. We'll be fine. Then we gotta learn how to make a turbine. And it does have a picture. I am very much a look at the picture and make the picture kind of person. So we're going to look at the picture and learn how it is. How to turbine. Okay, come on. Because I could read a bunch of words and be like, I don't get it. Just give me a picture. I can see it. I can attempt to make it. Best solution is picture and words. That. Wow, we are. We are burning through our steel reserves, aren't we? It's fine. It's fine. We will have a fully functional reactor soon. Alright. Let's give it a slap. I think that's it, right? Okay. So coolant, fluid, tank. You know what? No. What we need is one of those here, one of those there. Come over here. We need a fluid inserting. Fluid port, inlet mode. And if we go over to this side, we go fluid port, outlet mode. Manual page. Eee. Okay, insert or extract fluids from actively cooled reactor. Alright. Mandatory no, any face, variance reinforced, blah blah blah. A wrench can be used to toggle the port mode, so can just right clicking it. So hopefully that's good enough. Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of terrified of running this big bastard. Ooh. Set you to insert mode. And you to outlet mode. I want a chest here. We're going to want fluid pipe and item pipe. Let's grab the pipe controller. And let's get a drawer. So we're going to place a drawer here. Pipe there. Boom. I want to lock that one, but I don't want to link it. We'll just manually add to this one. This is going to be our fuel source. Yeah. So we'll lock it. That means it only holds whatever we put into there. You are anium. And it's going to start inserting into the fuel thing. We're not going to turn it on. Wow. It is just slurping that stuff down, and that was an entire stack that we put into there. That's 11% fuel. Oh boy. Now, here, this is our waste deposit. It takes the waste out. Then, on this one, we're going to want a sink. Sink is a great source of water. It's got billions of water in it. We just slap that down. And you should start filling with coolant, right? Huh. Okay, so that's not accepting our current coolant. Good to know. What kind of coolant does it want then? Water coolant. Reactant. Water coolant. Reactor controller reinforced. Fluid equal coolant. Reactor active forge fluid port. Reactor active fluid forge port. Ooh, I might need upgrade. What if I just plug the sink onto it like that? Me. Wait, what? Okay, it doesn't like the pipe. That's... I remember having this issue with this one. So it doesn't mind it for... Huh? I don't get it. So it doesn't mind it in this situation where I'm inserting something into it. Unless it's water. It doesn't like the water from that. You know what? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's got coolant now. As long as it has coolant, it's good. It just wants to take its coolant right from the source, that being the kitchen sink. 200B. Okay. Is that enough coolant? Is that an acceptable amount of coolant? Am I going a bit too far with this? Well, if it's an issue, we'll turn it off. Alright. Let's get some turbines going. Let's see, how do these work? Oh, hey, what's that one? Making turbines. With cyanite, we can create the heart of the turbine controller. Turbines are a multi-block structure, just like reactors. They input vapors, like steam, made by actively cooled reactors to create tons of power. We'll need a few other pieces to be able to build our first one. Note, basic turbine parts can only be used to build max size turbine of 5x5x10. To build bigger turbine parts, you must use reinforced turbine parts. That being said, we're just going to do 2 turbines running at the 5x5x10. Because that's what fits here. If we go any higher, we hit the rooms that we don't want to hit. So let's see. What's a reinforced turbine going to take anyway? Turbine housing, reinforced. It's just going to take a little extra cyanite, right? Turbine housing basic. It takes the same amount. Well, in that case, you might as well just use the reinforced ones, right? Like, there's no actual downside here as far as I can tell. I can probably close those out. Yeah, it's just the difference is iron and steel. That's whatever. Turbine housing. turbine controller, turbine glass, turbine rotor bearings, probably important, turbine rotor shaft, rotor blade, power tap, reinforced. I think we want active, right? I don't know passive is going to do anything. Charging port, redstone port, turbine active. Yes. Okay. Let's whip this open and actually read about them. With cyanite, we can create the blah blah blah. Turbines are multi-block structures, just like reactors. Take vapor like steam. Yeah. We already read that one. Turbine interface. Right-clicking the turbine controller when it's fully built will show you the turbine interface. Here you can see all the stats of the turbine. Hovering over each will tell you more about each one. On the bottom left, you have 2 arrows to control the flow rate. This controls how much heated vapor is pumped into the turbine. To know how much you should set this to, check your reactor's vapor production rate as a starting point. Turbine ports. To interact with our turbine, we need several ports. The fluid port is used to insert steam or extract exhaust. Because of this, you'll need 2 fluid ports. Power tap extracts power and is required to complete the turbine. Just like the reactor, the frame must be built out of casings, but the walls can be glass. Easy. Creating the shaft. To get a turbine spinning, you will need these required components. Rotor bearings, placed at one end of the shaft of the turbine. This can be on any face, but dictates where the shaft extrude from. This is typically placed at the center of the bottom face. So that's that bit at the top, I think. Rotor shaft, extend from rotor bearing to the other side of the turbine all the way to a single turbine housing block, creating the shaft for the turbine. Rotor blades make the rotor spin. These are placed onto rotor shafts and can be multiple blocks in length. We're not going to do that. We're just going to keep it very simple. And here is an example of a vertical shaft setup. So this is what we're making here. This is the design we're going to aim for too, I think. So I'm assuming that's the energy exporter. All right. Let's see if we can make one of these. Yeah, let's just hop right in. Turbine housing reinforced. 35. Immediately out of cyanite, hey? Huh. Yikes. Alright. 5 by 5. We're gonna need this beefy reactor producing so much for us. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness. I guess. Is someone watching The Fifth Element? No. Definitely not. That might... No, that might be going on in the background right now. Okay, focus. Focus. Uranium. Okay. Load that up. I'll go into here. At the very least, we can run it and just kind of export into a fluid trash bin for the moment. Right? Because it's got the coolant in theory. So if we just like go goodbye to a bunch of coolant, it's not going to matter. We can just run the reactor at a just wasting resources to try to get some more cyanite. I think. Let's just hit on, see what happens. That's concerning. The heat went way up. Yeah. Okay. Vapor fluid tank instantly filled. That might be the issue. What if I throw an upgrade into you? You really just don't want to do your thing, do you? Fluid pipes. So that's emptying out now. Let's hit on. Like that's very red. I don't know if that's bad. It's just sitting there at max. But the water seems to be fine. It's not terrible at the moment. So let's go just grab more uranium, I guess. Give me 1,000 uranium. I think as long as we void steam, we've got our coolant under control. We're just sitting at 2,290. See, like, I don't know if it's gonna like explode if it gets too hot, kind of thing. Like high heat, maybe the only downside is fuel usage, and if that's the case, I don't really care. I have all the fuel that I could ever need. Energy output and coolant conversion, like, let's see, we're making 14 vapor, that's not bad. And we're just sitting here at almost 2,300 C on heat. This is pretty maintainable, I think.
There was a loose cable, so I'm not sure. The other phone was probably loose already.
Are we on automatic waste ejection? Yeah, we're getting cyanite pretty quick already. We'll just let that run for a bit then. And like, it won't produce power until we get the turbines online. Won't be long before we start doing that. Like, this thing's been running for a while and it's barely making anything. This new one's already almost caught up to this production. Like this new one is already exceeding that, probably because it's what, like 18 times the size, I think, is roughly the math on that. Roughly. Okay, what other parts of the turbine do we need? Turbine. We need those bearings, right? Turbine, rotor bearing reinforced. Again, I need to set up like a base amount for each of these resources. I think we only need 9 of those. So I just go over here and with that. I think that's fine, right? Let's look at the picture again. The turbine. Does it have a picture of like it in the middle of construction? It doesn't. So I'm assuming this is correct then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're going to need turbine glass, and it's going to take casing. Turbine rotor shaft also takes cyanite, so that's temporarily off the table, I guess. That gives us an idea of what we're doing. I guess I can reseal the ceiling. And while this is all happening, instead of just standing around, I should be setting up our other machines. The big ones being a reprocessor and a fluidizer. So what does a reprocessor do? Now that we have cyanite from our reactor, we want a way to reprocess that waste into something useful. To do this, we need a reprocessor. This takes cyanite. Oh, well, yeah, that's off the table until we have the turbines going then. The fluidizer, though. Now that we are collecting waste from our reactor, part of the progression requires you to fluidize some of the stuff that you get. We need to make a fluidizer. The main component in the fluidizer controller, once built, you can right click on this to open up the interface. Here you can turn it on or off, see what's inside and the current power level. Fluidizer construction. The fluidizer is customizable with a minimum size of 3 by 3 by 3, so we'll do 5 by 5 by 5. Frame is casing. Alright. Yeah, that's easy. Let's do that one. Fluidizer casing, glass, controller, solid injector, fluid injector, output port, power port. Yeah. That just takes uranium. Uranium's easy. And water. That's annoying. But fine. Oh, you're gonna make me... because water doesn't stack. That's... Okay, we're only making one fluidizer because this is annoying to do. Do. Block those up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? rather than do one big fluidizer like this, I think we do 2 small fluidizers. It's gonna be like so, I think. That's a fluidizer 1, fluidizer 2. We can't do them in there. Unfortunate. So this one will be a fluid injector 1. So that's our two injectors. I wonder, can we... We're going to do this in such a scuffed way. And we're going to try doing it like this. If we can do it like this, and then we might be able to put it back in there. Right? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Power port here. Controller here. Output port in the back. Let's see, is this a valid fluidizer? It is. Okay. This is how we're doing our fluidizers. Okay, what we could do here is we could math out how much rotor blades we can do. So this is 25 MB. This is 14B. Okay. So I need to do some math here. 25. Oh, jeez. So 2, 3, 4 is 1. Oh my goodness. So this is producing almost 15 buckets per tick of steam. This here, at a full 10 thing, like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can't even do a full 10. So this is at 8. We'll be using like one bucket, just under 1 bucket per tick to run these. Huh? That's yeah, like if we fully load this with turbines, we're still probably not going to hit max turbine. That's insane. There's our rival spawning in, just as we expected. Leader. Wait, that's not our rival. Huh? Are you the person we're after? You are. Big Mo. With the Mudstale. That's not a good matchup for us. I think we swap to James and we blast it with a water attack. Earthquake. Gee. Oh. Hit him with the snipe shot. Terrastalize and hit him with the snipe shot. That's a ton of water damage we'll do. Big water. Knocked him out. Snorlax, we'll swap to Machamp and we'll kick him. Kick him in the shins. Yeah, get him in the shins. Oh, that almost knocked him out one swing. See, if we had Drain Punch, it would be so much better for us. Because we could... You're just using big guys, aren't you? We keep regenerating HP that way. Oh, he knocked us out. Like, we just send out a Jolteon and Thunderbolt that should one-shot, yeah. I don't think he's gonna have another ground type, is he? He's got a fighting dark type. I think we just stay in and keep zapping. That almost knocked a Kung Fu Panda right there. Oh, one-shots us with Wicked Blow? Huh. Go Noivern. Dragon Pulse. Man, Noivern looks so cool. Such a sick Pokemon. I love it. Air Slash. Oh, he used Fake Out on me. That is priority. That means he moves first for that one turn. And then we missed our attack. Okay. This was your moment to show how reliable you are, and you managed to fail it. That's fine. Snipe Shot. Half the HP right there. That's pretty damn solid. We should have this cleaned up with either of these guys. I think I'll go Rick. Good old Rick Ghastly. Dazzling Gleam. That's fine. Fairy beats fighting. Can throw all that out. That's a win for us. Who is next? Are we actually going to be able to see who's next in our list? Wow. Do I just have to... Huh? Oh. Oh, that's weird. Something's broken, methinks, and something's very broken. And there we go. It is fixed. That... Yeah. This quest was broken for some reason. I don't know why. But now we have all the way up to the next quest properly set up. So the next one is Leader Tessie. What's Tessie gonna be? I do not know. Now, is this thing working again? Okay. Okay. Fair. Things being a bit funky. Oh. Next person spawned here in the mangrove swamp. It's gonna be a bit hard to see. I think before we even humor ourselves entering this battle, we change our lead up to Jolteon. Probably a smart move. If they're a water type, we don't want to be leading with a fire rock type. That is very much not what we want. Their first Pokemon being Toxapex. That thing can be very annoying. Can we one-shot? There's a chance that we one-shot with Thunderbolt. Let's go for it. Ah, they've swapped to Kingdra. Tanks are hit a bit better, but still can't outspeed us. It could if it was raining, possibly, but it's not raining. So we just keep spamming out these Thunderbolts. If they don't have a ground type, we might just win. That's a ground type. Alright. So I just jinxed myself there. So we could swap in Noivern, because he's probably going to use a ground move. He did not, he used a water move. That did a lot of damage. We go for Air Slash or Dragon Pulse. Air Slash has a chance of making them flinch. I think that's the best option. We want them to flinch. They did not, and they used Ice Punch. Holy, that guy hurts. What do we do in this situation? Well, we'd go with... So we go with Rick and we just hit him with the Shadow Ball, or we go Machamp and we hit him with the Punch. Let's punch him. Hit him with the low sweep. Always Earthquake hurts. Hey, we were able to knock him out, alright. Gyarados. Try low sweep that too. Oh, Mega Gyarados. Okay. So that's Water Dark type with 168 speed. Can I one-shot that? Chances don't look too good. Huh. Oh, We could bring in Rick. Use Thunderbolt to kind of soften him a bit. Yeah. Oh, we could get a second one in. Okay. That's really good. This means that Jolteon here should be able to finish him and pretty much anyone he sends out after, I think. Yeah, that's the Mega, that's the big boy on this team. Armaldo, that's not even a water type. We'll go Basil. Basil will reduce his attack stat. He's a bug rock type. Get him with a rock slide. Just hit him with the rocks. Oh, we almost took him out with the rocks. He took us out with his attack. Alright. Thunderbolt. Please just have a bunch of weak waters that we can Thunderbolt into. Oh, we didn't even knock him out. That makes our attacks weaker. But we can use different attacks now. Because we don't have the glasses on. So, I know what's going on here. This could be really cheeky. This could be really cheeky. This Pokemon here can have the ability Lightning Rod, which makes it immune to electric attacks. Which I have plenty of electric attacks. So what we could possibly do is Terrastallize and use Swift. I'm not taking the chance of it having Lightning Rod. I know that one. That, yeah. Okay, we got crit on our Swift. It did big damage. And he poisoned us. Alright. It just comes down to which one of us knocks out the other one. Yeah, I guess we go with Snipe Shot. If we survive, we can do that one more time and win. Let's go for it. Yep. Okay. Oh, that one had us on the ropes. Had us on the ropes. Good battle. That was a good one. Damn. I thought we would have just swept through that one. I thought that one would have been easy for us. But no. No, it wasn't. So, yeah. Been most of the day. And, it's taken me this long to pretty much accumulate this much. About, like, 5 minutes ago, I came to the realization that, there's cyanite essence, so we now have cyanite seeds growing. So yeah, we didn't need to wait all day to make anything. But this does mean that it'll be a bit easier to expand everything up in the end, so that's fine. Yeah, I just need it to spit out enough essence for me to finish the reactor. Hey, my alloys are done. Turbine coil of lead on the top. Turbine coil of lead. Coil? Lead. They're just like lead cubes. Is that what that is? Look, I'll put it in and just see if it fixes our issue. Yeah, that looks like the thing in the picture. Yeah. It never said anything about lead anywhere in here. Okay, we want to maintain. Takes a lot of experimentation with different coils, number of blade, and overall size of turbine. We want to maintain somewhere between 900 and 1800. Let's get some glass in here. Close that one. We'll do. We'll do one of those in the corner there. Actually, we'll move that up. There we go. Power tap. And then turn the rest of them into glass. Just gonna take a bit more cyanite. Gonna want more because we'll make a second turbine later. But I think we finally hit the correct design. Must extend the entire length. Okay. So what it doesn't show is that last one is quite clearly going through there. Oh, so that's like a coil that our turbine must encirculate, I guess. Possibly. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Is that made a turbine? Let's hit +1. Turbine on. Induction coils engaged. Vent coolant. Okay. Okay, we got numbers. So if we go to our rotor speed's pretty low. Yeah, I don't know what our ideal flow rate should be. If we've got 2, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably go up another one. Four per tick. We'll leave this at 184. That's good for one coil or one turbine. And we'll just run a second turbine here. And that should produce us plenty of power. What if I just made this a passively cooled reactor? Or a passive reactor? So that I didn't have to do turbines. Like, we could make a bigger turbine. We could. Maybe that's what this one will be. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's pretty large progress on our new reactor. If you have, please stick around for some more. See you next time, and have a good day.